Hello everyone, my name is Aman Sheikh and today I am demonstrating NexusAI Studio, a production-grade multimodal AI chat platform. So let's start by creating a new account. So when I click on the create account button, our React frontend sends a post request to our serverless Express API. So if we here switch to the MongoDB Atlas, we can see that the new account has been created and reflects into the MongoDB Atlas. There is the live database. So it's instantly saved in our cloud database with a bcrypt hashed password. Here you can see. Next, let's explore the multimodal LLM inference. I can select from several open models like Gemma, 4, Nemotron or Cohere, and also one of the popular model of ChatGPT, that is GPT OSS 20 billion with 20 billion parameters. So when I hit enter, this screen immediately switches away from the welcome view to a display a 3-dot loading state. Then the token streams in real time, character by character, using the server sent events, that is the SSE. If a model fails or hits the API limits, we have also created a fallback mechanism. So our backend silently attempts a fallback chain across 6 alternative models, 6 alternative free models coming through the OpenRouter API key. The NexusAI Studio also supports the dynamic system personas like software engineer or a tutor or an assistant or a normal user. So furthermore, we built the client-side document ingestion by clicking the pay-per-click icon you can see here, and we can attach any file. For example, here I'm attaching this temp.txt file. So the app reads the content using the browser's file reader, and it renders a tag bill. Here you can see about the search bar, we have this tag bill, and automatically feeds the raw code as a formatted block into the LLM prompt. So if I write here a text which says that explain this file in 1 second, in 1 sentence, so it will give us the output. So as we can see, we asked it to explain this file in 1 sentence, and it did explain the file in 1 sentence. So the chatbot is working really correctly and really fine with the models. Currently we are using the GPT OSS 20 billion parameter model, and the persona was selected was an engineer. We can change the personas to any different form we want, and we would gain the responses accordingly. Now let's look at the full stack code base. So here in the auth contact.jsx, the file in the frontend directory, from line 17 to 36, it handled the frontend authentication state. So the underscore auth function issues the post request to API auth login or the API auth register. It passes the return JSON payload safely and stores the JWT bearer token and username in the browser's local storage. So this keeps the user sessions authenticated across the page refreshes. So whenever someone refreshes the page, it keeps the user session authenticated and does not require the user to log in again and again. So the next thing we have is moving on to the chat area.jsx. From here you can see from line 44 to 58, we have solve a critical race condition. So when starting a new chat session, so we use a ignore next load reference function. It's a guard to prevent use effect from overwriting local state with an empty array before the server finishes the string. So like down in lines 110 to 155 here, you can see the handle send message. It handles real-time responses, response streaming, and it consumes response.body.getReader. Here you can see it decodes text chunks using TextDecoder and continuously opens incoming tokens to React state, so the UI updates instantly as AI generates the responses. Now moving on to the third important code file, which is the chat input.jsx. So in this line, here you can see from line 40 to 60, it contains the handle file upload. So what it does, it uses the native file reader API to read the local file asynchronously, extract the raw contents, and pass them up to the chat area as code blocks without requiring the expensive server uploads. Now switching to our Node.js, that is the backend. So in backend we have the user.js and chat.js, the main files. Here we define our Mongoose database schema. So the user schema enforces unique username indices and store the bcrypt password hashes. So chat schema, on the other hand, structures the conversation histories, message roles, and timestamps with embedded subdocuments for fast queries in the MongoDB Atlas. So finally, looking at our Express API server, there is a backend server.js file. So from line 18 to 28, here you can see, we have the connectDB function. It's a serverless connection pooling helper. It reuses the existing Mongoose connection instances across Lambda conversions, invocations to eliminate cold start buffering timeouts. So if we scroll down here, from the line 135 to 165 contain our automated model fallback loop. So it attempts inference on the requested model, and if an API error occurs, it iterates through fallback models like Gamma, Nemotron, and Cohere, which we talked recently, until the streaming succeeds. So overall, I spent approximately 15 hours designing the glassmorphic UI systems and implementing the SSE Token Streaming and optimizing the serverless database connections and deploying the app live onto the Versa platform. So thank you for your time and evaluation.